TVGS does not condone the manufacturing, trade, or use of illegal drugs. The production process portrayed in this game are purely fictional and do not reflect reality. Do not attempt to follow these processes. You won't make drugs, but you could cause serious harm to yourself. Please don't do drugs. TVGS presents Schedule 1. So as always, we start off in the van, but we are going to go to console and switch it on to clear all that trash. And since we don't have a save button, we're going to just type save or bind case save. As you see in the beginning, you cannot pickpocket anyone before you collect the cash, but we're trying to save the trailer so you don't have to collect the cash. We're going to start by pickpocketing a cop. After a few measly attempts, which actually my first try, I got the gun. Then you go with the gun to sell it here to Mick. No need to negotiate too much, just sell the gun and get it over with. Negotiations take very long and it's quite useless. He'll give you the same amount that he gave you in the beginning. Now we head over to the casino. So I'm going to show you basically how I accumulated 200,000 in 1 hour by shortening it to 5 minutes. So this is basically all you do to accumulate 200,000 or more by just stealing one gun and selling it. And then you can save your game, export it basically to another file, and then import it to all your other files, and every time you start, you will start with a massive amount of money. And if you start losing money, you can always load your game from where you saved. You don't necessarily need to use the K. You can type in bind F or bind I or bind whatever key you want to use, and then you just tap it. Or you can just press the console button under the escape button and type save. But there's no load button. You basically have to go back to the menu and then load back into your game. But as you can see, I'm accumulating money quite quickly. There's another way to do this. You can just keep whacking cops and selling guns. But there is a point where the cops run out of weapons. Then you have to leave the game and come back in, whack the cops again from scratch, and then take their guns and then go sell them. But I found this to be very useful on day 1, so that I went up all the way to 1 million. Then the only mixture I'm going to be using is Addy, Horse, Viagra and Addy. And then 2 more hours after that, I achieved my goal.
Ooh, that's kind of small. Yikes.
So after achieving my goal, I saved, exported, and then imported everything so it would look the same. Went to an ATM, deposited 10 grand, and headed off to bed. After talking to Uncle Nelson, of course. But of course, I was going to run into one minor problem. Keeping the trailer requires seeds. What to do? I had a plan for that too. As you guys can see, day 1, and I had enough money to bail Uncle Nelson out of jail. Now for phase 2 of my plan. Coming out alive with the RV. So, packaged my product and set out to look for a way to achieve my goal. And I found one rather quickly. But first, time to expand my operations. So, I headed down to Ray to purchase some buildings. The storage unit, since the game hasn't started, I couldn't go to the motel room and I couldn't talk to Mrs. Ming for a room, and I couldn't even order seeds or pseudo or cocoa leaves. I was stuck. But let's see what happens next.
Stop it. Get some help.
Nah, thanks. I think I got it. I'm used to being a solo player. Headed over to the station dash and got my project set up. Then I headed over to Mix because he was one of the people that I needed to start getting my product done. I only had a few weed seeds and I wasn't planning to steal it back. So I had to come up with another plan. I just basically hoped that Mick could set me up with a dealer. But I had to make another plan. So for XP I decided to go grab a bat and bash some skulls in. After buying a skateboard, of course. Because I needed some speed. So after obtaining the off-road skateboard, it was time to head out and do the job.
Do you have any idea how fast I am? I'm fast as fuck, boy!
So of course I lured the police to my favorite location of bashing skulls in and not taking names. I'll also be showing you later not to sit still up here, keep moving. I made the mistake of sitting still, and they still electrocuted me. Down he goes. Next lady for a shave. I love it. Now you just hide again and wait for it to go down and then boink him over the head again. This lessens the chance of you getting arrested. Then you can grab their gun.
Good job!
And then of course, after obtaining an arsenal of weaponry, it's time for the next phase. Head downtown to this location. Don't worry, you've got plenty of ammo. You can use a baseball bat or a gun. And then just look at this. Pickpocket them because they've got a nice stash that you could sell. Also useful for speedrunners. So since you can't make your own, why not sell the ones that belong to the Benzies? It still works, trust me. So since I now had an unlimited supply of things that I could sell, and a lot of customers to sell them to, I decided to dress up. The silver-tongued devil is back. At least that's what I call myself in Schedule 1. So, just rinse, lather and repeat every night at midnight. Make sure not to miss. See, unlimited supply. Yeah, just ignore the glitch and no need to dump the body in the ocean. I don't think that's necessary. So after doing this a couple of times and getting your clientele up to the way you want it, you can finally advance. Also remember to check your ATM regularly, as you can always deposit a bit more money to start buying your other companies that you can money launder. And there you have it. You can now buy seeds. Via your cell phone. Sorry, Uncle Nelson, I didn't need you after all. could basically do this whole game without you. But I'd still have liked to get you out of jail. So sad. Might be an option they want to include in the game. Headed back to Ray's real estate and decided to up the ante. We need to more launder money quicker. And also waste a little time by constructing a meth lab. I don't know why I did that. I could have basically just waited for the cocaine. So I started jarring the product. Giving jars out increases the people liking you a lot quicker. This was my solo operation until I got to level 5. I decided to buy a van, a Hoover specifically, to get around town quicker, and as soon as I unlocked the illegal goods warehouse to go in there and transport all the stuff much easier. Since I had the money, I decided to paint my van black, as this would suit me a whole bunch, basically fitting the look of the silver-tongued devil. Just look at that sleek design. So here we are at the warehouse, and I just wanted to leave the car here, and oh my goodness, the door opens. So I decided to buy a few things, hire a few people, and to drop off some stuff. Like I said, this was a waste of money, but I had so much, I might as well spend it a little bit. And this was my meth lab. So the bouncer scared the living daylights out of me because I came in through the garage door. That was a lot of fun. Started to give the meth lab a go and help them out to complete the mission.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Back again at Ray's to buy the car wash, the second last business. So business was booming and things were going my way. I decided to treat myself and finish my look by buying my bling. And this would make me look super fly. The silver-tongued devil is back. Yeah. Now with 3 businesses to launder money, just starting to make a decent amount in my card. This idiot rolled up, so I decided to give him a warm welcome. Well, that didn't work. What a shame. I could have just killed you there. Would have saved me a lot of time in the game and getting attacked by multiple of his thugs. What a pity. And he sits there all smug like he owns the place, while he's about to get a rude awakening. Poor guy. And basically, since I had no lackeys, so as soon as he drove off, I ran, and then his goons attacked. At least I was prepared. Well, more or less. Had bad reflexes there. Terrible aim. Ran out of bullets. So I went to go get a cuke. Try again. But keeping the person in sight because I didn't want them to run off. But I have to say one thing, I missed the shotgun terribly. And the cuke didn't heal me much. And down she goes, and also the influence of the dogs. She didn't carry anything on her though. It was very sad. So I decided to purchase a few more cukes. Just went to check on the RV. It was still there. Everything's still in order. Funny, I can remember cooking the meth. I can't remember selling the meth. But this was my base of operations. How it bloomed so nicely. And I was still getting more customers everywhere I went. Things were good. And this is the part what I wanted to show you. If you sit still on this roof, they can still kill you. I went, sat down, thought I was safe, and so after raging in 20 hours of recording to the first time I died, I decided to go buy taco ticklers and continue on as if nothing happened. And then went back again for the barn. So business was growing at a rapid pace. I decided to play around a little since I was now making big bank, putting all my money into account. I saw this thing where you could mess with the police, so I decided to take it one step further. Basically what you do is you buy a Viper. Doesn't have to be black, but I decided to make a statement anyway. And then you have to park it exactly in front of the police station, so that the police can't pass this little spot here. But since I was still trying it out, I had about 2 Vipers. I just parked the one to see if it really worked, and then continued on working on the barn. Got to the barn, started offloading, decided, hey, let's continue on. At this stage I had about 4 Vipers, so this is where it got fun. I tried parking the vans more or less on the inside of the police station, so they would struggle to move the vans. And this is what happened. Just kidding. However, broken police vans will spawn all over the map. Sometimes they'll work, mostly they won't. Headed back to Ray's and decided to buy the last piece of property, the docks. And now almost focus lied on getting the Benzies mansion, which I will obtain soon. Now it was time to take some stuff and drop it at the docks to get my last place sorted out. Yay me. After admiring the place I'd gotten and clearing the trash, I decided to eliminate some more Benzies to claim some more territory, waiting outside their safe houses for them to pop out and then blast them. I really missed the shotgun. Damn it. Noticing that police were spawning everywhere now, I decided to realign all my vehicles so that the police would stay out of my business. This needs to be done regularly. Maybe 3-4 days apart. Sometimes an entire week goes by without any cops being anywhere. So my barn was almost complete. I just needed the cacao seeds and I finally got them. Hoorah!
Who's laughing now?
So I placed the money in the slot, made the order to have them delivered. And continued ordering so that I could get the automated system for my phone. So this was my basic base of operations in the barn. Everything was complete and running. This was my base of operations at the docks, which I eventually decided to change. And this was my car that I bought. Upon finally being able to purchase a pistol and without having to bang the cops, I decided to get more territory. I love it when they dodge. Hard to kill, but you get there in the end. All my hard work finally paid off. I got suburbia. Ha ha. Some idiots are hard to persuade, and I finally got this idiot too. The final phase of my plan was in effect. Time to get uptown. As soon as I got uptown, I could finally get rid of the Benzies. Now this was a typical evening of dealing for me. Of running down the list. As you can see, every time I ran out late night, I had quite a list of customers, and funny enough, I didn't have everyone yet. So while I was dealing, I was also giving new customers some product so that they too could order from me. However, some of them were very stubborn in what they preferred in my product. But I didn't feel like appeasing them. After that, I would head to the barn and put money in the lockers, order whatever was needed at the barn, pick up the product, head back to the docks and put it on the shelf to start the process. 4 rows, and fill up the lockers with money at the docks and go to bed. That would be your average day. And as you can see, at day 59 I wasted quite a lot of days getting to where I was. Uncle Nelson finally phoned and it was time for the final phase. Yes, celebration is at hand. Also note that this is the only other time Uncle Nelson actually helped me in the game to complete the game, which is very unusual really, because the RV still stands and I will show you this shortly. But after playing a lot of hours in this game, I really would like you guys to like and subscribe for future content. After this, I'm also going to try and perform my very own personal speedrun with the information I gathered myself. It's not going to be anything fancy. I'm not aiming for world records. I'm just going to do it for fun. What the hell? Because the thing I like to do is give out information in my videos, and that's basically what I do about any game. I've also recently put the chat, activated the chat on YouTube, so you can give me some suggestions of games I can play. Also with regards to me helping you and giving you hints how to complete the game, or helping you if you get stuck somewhere. I like to make things easy. So, moving along, I gathered the cocaine, went back to bag it because that's part of the mission, and after successfully putting all 20 clear, that's with no additives, I ran off and gave this guy his money, which is the first quest, 10 grand. I had it lying around somewhere. And he seemed very pleased. Next guy is the one that wants the cocaine baggied without anything added. I'm not sure why though. What he wants to do with it. But after that he gives you the RDX, which is mixed to create explosives. Then wait until nightfall and go to this guy and tell him that you want him to create an explosive out of it. So after that is done, he tells you, no, before you can do that, you have to help him with a little situation. This guy is stealing stuff from him.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
He's referred to as the stranger, so obviously no one knows who he is. And I don't know, but he's a terrible thief, because all he's carrying is a donut and cube, so I dumped him in the ocean. Sadly, he woke up the next day next to the door. And then my explosives were finished. Yay me.
And you know what time it is?
The next day I got a message that the tunnel was done. It's time to get to work.
He's beginning to believe.
Now I was running like John Marston runs in Red Dead Redemption when Jaguar was chasing him, planted the bomb, and got the hell out of there the same way I got in. And this is what happened. Benzies were defeated.
Oh no, everything's fine.
But the animal is inside out. And it exploded.
So, of course, the Benzies were defeated successfully. And, as a bonus, without editing the video, without making it quicker or cutting anything off, I quickly ran down without using the skateboard because I didn't have it on me. The RV is still intact. How nice. Mission accomplished. After eliminating all the Benzies, I gathered all my dealers and only gave them product, and this is the list according to what I got from the internet. Benji deals to Austin Steiner, Beth Penn, Chloe Bowers, Donna Martin, Geraldine Poon, Jesse Waters, Kathy Henderson, and Kyle Cooley. Molly deals to Charles Rowland, Dean Webster, Doris Lupin, George Green, Jerry Montero, Joyce Ball, Keith Wagner, and Kim Delaney. Brad deals to Ludwig Meyer, Mick Lubin, Mrs. Ming, Peggy Myers, Peter File, Sam Thompson, Meg Cooley, and Trent Sherman. Jane deals to Anna Chesterfield, Billy Kramer, Cranky Frank, Genghis Barn, Javier Perez, Lisa Gardner, Matt Cooper, and Melissa Wood. Wei Long deals to Alison Knight, Carl Bundy, Chris Sullivan, Dennis Kennedy, Hank Stevenson, Harold Colt, Jack Knight, and Jackie Stevenson. And Leo deals to Elizabeth Homely, Eugene Buckley, Greg Figgle, Jeff Gilmore, Jennifer Rivera, Kevin Oakley, and Louis Fourier and Lucy Pennington. This list on the internet is referred to as the lazy list, for people who are lazy to deal themselves. Taking my stuff up to the mansion was kind of a hassle, because this was actually the second search. They never searched me, they searched the van twice, up to this point, and then decided to search me, and then decided to search the van a third time. Other than that, got in the vehicle and drove off. And getting some more customers while I waited.
2,000 years later.
Sure as hell felt like it, but it's actually 1 week in the game. I finally got to buy the Benzies mansion and got up there. With the van still intact, just to show you guys. See, everything's still in good order, working condition. I decided to head up to the mansion again without cuts, just to prove that I did in fact make it. Without altering the video in any way except for adding my voice to it. Here we are. The mansion's accessible. Hoorah! We did it. So after completing what I set out to do, I decided not to be rude to Uncle Nelson, and since the Benzies are eliminated, I can obviously go and fetch the money. So once again proving that the van is still there, rushed past the van. Where you start from. Do apologize not for putting the mission up, but I will eventually. The first piece of money is contained here. No, don't chuck it away. Second one's at the fountain. So far so good. And the third one, if I recall correctly, is located behind the store here. Wow. Nothing happened. It must be safe. Let's check the mission log. Okay, put it on screen. Return to the van. Okay. Maybe Uncle Nelson left us a surprise. Or not. Sad, really. Oh well. Well, this concludes my video. I hope you guys had fun, and please make sure to like and subscribe. Cheers.